Hey everybody, it's Melissa Marie Harvey with MyoPro Institute, and let's talk about another one of the 5 basic strokes of Swedish. We're going to talk about friction today. Now there's 2 different types of friction. We have deep or true friction, which will break up adhesions and scar tissue, and then we have heat generating friction, which does just what it says, generates heat, right? So if we think about heat generating friction, we can superficially, just as if you were warming your hands up, right? That's heat generating friction. We can do that on the skin. We can do it as a sawing friction, which is always nice, over like the patella, around the patella. We can do it on the back. You can do superficial warming over the sheet if you wanted to, on the sacrum, right? That always feels good. Another form of heat generating friction is rolling, right? So this can be done on the lower leg. It can be done on the arm. And all we're doing is rolling that tissue back and forth. You don't want to have your hands on the bone, like on the tibia, because that doesn't feel good. So get to the side. You're going to be in your stance again. You're going to be in a lunge when you do this. So that's rolling. Wringing, it's just what it says. So where we went over our petrissage for ocean waves, our thumbs were together, right? Wringing, our thumbs are apart. So wringing can be done anywhere, but it feels good around the ankles and around the wrists, especially. And again, we are going to be in a horse stance, right? So drop down in your stance and get comfortable, because we're not really moving that much. Okay. The other one that we can do is chucking. So chucking can be done on the feet and on the hands. And we utilize chucking to get into the interosseous muscles and the interosseous membrane, right? So basically what I'm doing is I'm coming underneath the foot with my finger pads, and I am getting right in between the metatarsals, okay? So my fingers are finding those little valleys in between the metatarsals. I'm holding and I'm chucking like this down the foot. Same thing here. I'm coming in here, sinking into that valley, and just chucking down through. So this is a good move if you want to get some movement in between those metatarsals. I always include a little bit of movement of the metatarsals after I'm done. So basically I'll hold the metatarsal and just move it back and forth, just to massage those muscles that I just went through and did that warming friction on. All right, let's talk about deeper true. So deeper true friction is going to be utilized. We utilize that when we're going after scar tissue and adhesions, right? So it could be fascial adhesions. It could be traumatic injuries to the muscle. And when you're doing deeper true, it's important to know fiber direction, because that's what deeper true is, right? So there's 3 different types. There's longitudinal, which goes with the fiber direction. There is transverse, which goes across the fiber direction. And then there's circular, right? So Cyriax friction, if you've ever done Cyriax friction, utilizes a combination of all of those. So Cyriax friction is kind of like an asterisk pattern, right? It goes longitudinal, transverse, and circular. So let's talk about this. In order for us to do this, we have to think of the muscle itself. So if I think of gastrocs, we know the fibers of the gastrocs go this way, right? So where heat generating friction, our hand goes over and slides over the skin. Deeper True doesn't do that. We sink in and access the deeper structures. So my finger isn't sliding over the skin, it's sinking in and doing deeper access. So again, we use finger pads, fingertips, supported fingers like this, or a hand on top. You're going to find those areas, you're going to sink in, and I can do longitudinal. This would be transverse. This is circular. So I'll give you a little hint. If you can't remember fiber direction, do circular. It's always going to be right. Okay? So again, it all depends on what muscle you're working on. But always have supported fingers, thumbs, whatever you're using to do deeper true friction. Always be supported. Whether it's two fingers together with a hand on top, your whole entire hand, where my pressure is coming from these two fingers, right? Deeper true friction is going to be a specific stroke where heat generating is very generic, very general as it goes over the skin, right? Deeper true sinks in to access the deeper structures. And if I need to move, I pick up, move, sink in again, and then continue the work that I'm doing. Okay, so again, deeper true friction, scar tissue, fascial adhesions. Warming friction, it's going to be superficial, it's going to warm up the tissue, so it can be done over the sheet or directly on the skin. Okay, thanks for joining us.